Alright everybody, welcome back to Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. And the layering on these is not being particularly kind to me today. Hang on. Adjusting some things. Alright. So we've still got an orb to get and a flight level to deal with before we finally move on to World 3, the last world in the game. Because for some reason this game only has 3 worlds, and the second one is like double size. Again, I think I said this before, I believe there was a plan to make a World 4, but they just didn't finish it. Because, you know, they gotta rush things out the door because, hey, basically ever since the dawn of consoles period, the video game industry has been suffering from that issue. I did pull up a guide for this specific orb, so I'm looking to see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so that pile of bricks, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that doesn't seem the most obvious. Maybe because, like, all these other areas have, like, exposed brick and stuff, and it's like, man, maybe updating the textures went a little too far, right? You ever have that happen where it's just like, oh, accidentally we overhid certain things by making the textures too good. Task failed successfully. You know. You know how it goes. I want to take a look at how many of these other levels we... Oh, right, yeah, because we have the head stomp now. So we can do stuff with that in a couple of stages. Oh, good, we can see the orb in the distance at least, so we've got that going for us. See, it's not all bad. Some of it's terrible. Wait, no, sorry, the other thing. Never mind. And it's a much easier flight than I was expecting. And we got all the treasure. I was quite worried for a minute there, actually, like, legit, because I thought, oh god, we're not going to get everything, and I'm going to be missing, like, one gem somewhere, and I'm going to be very upset about it. Especially after I was failing to climb that 2-stage ladder so easily earlier. That was quite upsetting. Speaking of upsetting, I've got some upsetting news about Fracture Hills, which we're going to go back to first. And that is that in order to get this third orb, which is the one that requires Hunter, I have to go back through guiding the alchemist around. Because whoever came up with that design of just like, hey, yeah, by the way, that's a real jerk move, in my opinion, you know? Anyway, enjoy some bagpipe music, because I can't actually skip these. It's okay, it's quiet bagpipe music.
Thank you for...
Which, I mean, that almost makes me as disgusted as those inauthentic Scottish accents. Well, that looked wrong. Am I gonna take the hit afterwards? Samurai Jack. Oh my god, I haven't watched Samurai Jack in a while. I haven't thought about Samurai Jack since that reboot that I think lasted for like a few episodes. And I saw absolutely none of it, by the way. Maybe at some point I'll actually go back and watch it, but for now, I'm just doing this because it feels like I need to. I don't think I actually technically need to open the end of the level in order to go see the alchemist, but I'm doing it anyway. Well, there's some of the treasure that we missed, hiding in a corner. As it often is. Stop that or something. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing okay. I originally thought about streaming on April 1st, and I was like, okay, what if I did this as, you know, if I set up a joke kind of stream, but I couldn't think of anything funny to do with it, of like, okay, I'm gonna lie about what game I'm playing and we're just gonna go back to Spyro. And also, I kind of thought that would be, like, annoying to people, but yeah, that and I was tired, so once you get 3 things in a row of like, oh hey, especially because I feel like that's actually something that can get you into some shit, right? If you're like, oh yeah, I'm streaming this, and then you're not actually streaming it and somebody gets annoyed at you. But instead, I slept.
Now that you have rescued all this,
And I got caught up on Honkai Star Rail's main quests. MSQ with the main story quest. Wow, how did I forget the word story? Wow. And I gotta say, I'm actually shocked that it's like a good story, because my expectations were not high.
I've been experimenting with a new...
Obviously, it's not without problems, but, you know, listen, even like a lot of things that people just, oh jeez, my camera, that was some fun.
Will you escort?
Wow, I didn't even get to see him get hit at all. That looked so goofy. Oh yeah, you just walked right back into place, buddy. God, he does such a weird fake out. I don't remember the movement pattern at all, so it's gonna take me a minute. Anyway, yeah. Surprised that story was pretty good. But, like, again, just in general, a lot of things that people are like, oh, this is... Wow, alright.
Will you ask?
Why can't you just be over there already? I've done this, man! I wouldn't be upset about this. I mean, it would be annoying, but... comparatively speaking, if it weren't for the fact that I've already done this and it should stay done. Also, of course, we're, you know, paying all of our...
Will you ask? Oh.
Fuck you, dude, I need health. Yeah, but like a lot of... You know, most plots that people are like, oh, this is peak, even a lot of those still have problems. Like... There's still some issues, I'm pretty sure, with some stuff to do with Shadowbringers, for example, which, you know, a lot of people are like, oh man, Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers is such a peak story, and it's like, well, I don't know, I think it falls off pretty badly, and now they're just, they're also recycling the characters again, because, yes, that is true. This is a blind playthrough of this game. I have never played this before. I did look a very small number of things up because I was just absolutely baffled by them. But that's about it. And I think that literally it was just, how do I get that one orb?
Will you ask?
Like, there might have been one other thing, but I don't remember what it was, if so. And I mean, everybody knows about Trouble with the Trolley, but this, I did not know that I had to repeat the Alchemist escort mission, which is like, again, this is some you didn't really. Oh, wow. Okay. Sure, buddy. You're gonna do that just at the very end, just to give me some hope. All right. Oh, good. That knockback change for that. Just max it out for any seed and... Like, I want to take a hit and I want to go back several whole screens. And yes, I'm doing this much because the way these guys act, sometimes it's starting to feel like it's necessary. Thanks. I was... At the very least, I hit the start button while I was doing that, because... Right, you are going this way, right, dog? Where did he go? And why? Knocked out of a palace by the ceiling. That's pretty great, if so.
Man, do my feet feel better.
Great, give me the orb I already collected.
All right. When I shoot an Earth Shaper with an arrow, you head bash him before he gets back up. Remember, head.
All right, buddy. Let's see what we're made of here. Oh, that's surprisingly not hard. Oh, that's some round geometry. Did he actually land a hit? It did not look like, because the electric particles were so far.
Wanna try? All right.
Man. That didn't seem right. Alright, come here, you. You didn't change your mind, did you? I remember this guy was second. Okay, there... My hitbox for the head bash seems to be gigantic. Which, good. Then I don't have to jump on their heads or something. Although it definitely seems like there are times when this is a little bit dicey when you're coming out of a dash. In terms of whether or not the game will actually let you.
Great team. Here, I was gonna give this to the Alchemist. I'm a bit annoyed at him at the moment.
Hooray, we got it. You were gonna give that to that guy. The thing that I need to help save the world, you were just gonna give it to some other random schmuck until you decided that you were mad at him. What the fuck, Hunter? What is your deal? That he's like, oh yeah, I was gonna give away all these orbs and I'm holding them away from you until you complete all my challenges. It's like, buddy, I literally need those. Listen, it's very rare that I sit here like, boy, I hope this cat in a video game dies, but like, man. Oh, it keeps getting stupider every time. Oh, for a second I thought I knocked his bagpipes out of his hand, and I was gonna be like, that's an interesting animation to include. The level of attention to detail on some of this stuff can be like real silly for that purpose. Wow, you getting that? Not actually lava. Never mind. It's elsewhere that there's lava. Yeah, that's one that we can knock into the lava like that. Anywho, I'm trying to see if I can figure out where those last 25 treasure are at. If I need to go through the supercharge course or something. Or alternately, if there's just pots and corners that I missed, because that's shockingly likely to happen, actually. In fact, I think that's what I'm gonna go do, is I'm gonna go try that, because... I don't know why I was expecting those guys to come back, but I was. And yeah, we didn't miss anything in those. Well then, geez, time to make a whole stream out of search. Ooh, I didn't see this before. Alright, so we either need a rocket or we need a... I need to just come over here. Well, I mean, there's no bug dragon types yet, so shockingly, there's like a lot of Pokemon types, some that I'm surprised don't exist yet. Like at least that one. Ah, god dang it! Now I gotta go find another hog to roast. Then I gotta figure out how do I get to... Because I'm not sure I know how to get over there. Ah, come on. Surely there's got to be other hogs in video games that we can nuke, roast. Yep. Huh. Wow, I'm really not getting any airtime out of that, huh? Are you okay, Spyro, that you're, like, fucking that up now? I literally may have to just go forward. So if we go around like that, I mean, that's not an easy turn to make. Supercharge, but we should be able to. Oh yeah, I gotta jump that. Okay. Well, dang it. We've still got enough of them dead that we can keep our supercharge, right? I mean, there's Pigma Dengar too. We could kick his ass. That he squealed real good before he died. I don't remember what his voice sounds like at all, so don't blame me for that one. Actually, you can if you want. What am I gonna say about it? Shit. Well, okay, so that is doable at least. I just need to not do that. But if I fuck it up again, which I'm going to, I gotta just remember to glide across that gap instead. Whoa! Yeah, if I wasn't fishtailing so intensely, we were almost there, but I lost control pretty severely. Again, it's my first time. I shouldn't be, like, upset about not doing this right, because these games aren't easy. They came out in 1990s, you know, late in the 1990s when game developers were still like, oh yeah, we gotta make sure that these games aren't beaten in a weekend. You know, gotta make sure that Blockbuster can earn double rents on them. Right, Ed Annunziata, who was not involved with this game. He worked on Echo the Dolphin, though. And he did actually just straight up basically say that on Twitter. Was like, oh yeah, we wanted to make sure that Echo the Dolphin wouldn't be beaten in a single weekend. And he didn't say, I don't remember if he specified anything to do with rentals, but I mean, listen. We know that those were a thing in the 90s, and there's probably services that let you do that nowadays. I don't remember. But of course, you know, the companies that market the consoles have been trying to stop that for a while now because they aren't making enough money or something. Or at least they're pretending they don't make enough money. Which, to my eyes, it's just like, hey, make games that people want instead. Although, as much as it's probably going to hurt at least one person I know's feelings, I do understand the thing about exclusivity. Because, yeah, that is a way for them to make money, because gaming consoles just turn more and more into just PCs. But in a funny-shaped box. Anyway, give me just a second to rearrange things here. Now that I have actually finished that level, and I shouldn't need to look at a guide for, like, anything for a minute here. Oh, right, I remember what the other thing I looked up was. It was the location of the guy in the other flight level in this world, so that way I could get the orb. Because otherwise, that was in a weird place. I would never have seen that without some assistance. I don't know how to find things. It would be ridiculous. Well, it's a good thing that we can shoot fire at the bush and it'll drop the thing. Doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense, but hey, here we are. This, I believe, is a case where we probably do need the power-up. To complete the level, rather. And the other thing I only found out that I did after the fact. But of course I was going to end up getting there anyway because of all the Earth Shapers, I think they are. I almost said Stone Shaper, that's not quite correct. Oh, right, yeah, this is the one that I have to snipe. The lava rocks. Oh. Well, at least it didn't hurt me. I wasn't expecting the hit stun, but at least it didn't hurt me. Alright, so now we need to be able to head bash, which is going to start with us hitting this thing, I assume. Well, that's all of our treasure. That's nice and simple. Hey, you.
8 brothers have been trapped in rock and will sink if you can't break them free. Head... Follow me!
Ah!
Almost successful, Spyro.
Almost successful indeed. I managed to rescue that one at the last second, but it didn't count. Once again, we're dealing with some like awkwardly rounded objects that have really crusty physics. Hip him and Grundy. Get! Come on!
Thanks for freeing us.
That was remarkably jank. Boy, I know we were saying in earlier streams about Toys for Bob being incredibly faithful with this. I don't think you need to bring back 1990s era hit detection. I don't think it was literally like that on the PS1 era, because I wouldn't know, but still, damn. That did not play well. Thanks a fucking lot, Actabliz. This is like maybe about the 10th closest thing to a war crime you've been involved with. Not counting the actual war crimes that I'm starting to suspect that Bobby Kotick has actually committed. You know, increasingly as time goes on. It's like, yeah, I 100% believe that Bobby Kotick was actually, yeah. Also, it's very funny to me having the achievement that just popped up called that hazardous water. It's just acid. Come on. You can say acid. Just because it sounds like it includes a word for the buttocks that is vaguely inappropriate. Oh. Listen, I also did the Final Fantasy 14-16 crossover event, and Clive said shit in that, so, like, I think you're allowed to get away with one ass in an E-rated, well, actually, I don't know about that. Even worse, I was about to be like, E10. You're probably not allowed to say ass in an E-rated, but an E10 nowadays, I feel like they might let you get one, because that's considered so minor. I mean, maybe that's just me, and it probably is, and that's the wrong location for us to... That's right. The third flight is over here. I keep calling them flights. They're called speedways in this game. Fucking Rube doesn't even know the correct terminology. So what's the deal with the snakes? Well, I guess I found out now. Skaters, snowmobiles, arches, and serpents. Well, yeah, but in my case, it's specifically about, like, words, right? And even then, it's also just a terrible joke because it's me saying, oh yeah, acid sounds like it includes the word ass. Plus, I feel like if it's on a part of the Steam interface, which it's an achievement, therefore it is. I feel like that's got to be in a position where it's a little bit outside of the jurisdiction of the ESRB, and I'm allowed to say jurisdiction. I know it sounds like it includes the word dick, but that's not going to raise the rating of this stream. No, everything else I say is going to do that. Okay, so the snowmobiles and the paragliders, I guess, are two separate parts of a whole. Oh god, yeah, they are. Alright. That's slightly bizarre, but okay. And now we're just missing a snake. Snake! Oh, we're missing a couple of these dudes, huh? Easy peasy. I'm surprised I failed that even once. Well, now we get to enter exploration mode, where we get to just goof off in order to figure out where the guy that we have to talk to in order to begin the orb challenge is. Actually, all this talk about stuff like that, which, you know, all these Scunthorpe problem kind of things. is very much reminding me that way back when, I don't know if this is still the case, and in fact, I suspect not, that the Wizards of the Coast owned Magic the Gathering online database called Gatherer, which is where they post all their card stuff. So that way you can read it from an official source instead of just going to Scryfall like a filthy not user of official sources, despite the fact that they're better. Yeah, I got sidetracked. They used to have a problem where it would automatically censor ass, you know, just like regardless of any other characters in the word. So if you wrote something like grass, it would come out as GR and then 3 asterisks. Again, you know, the Scunthorpe problem kind of thing. Now, this is a huge problem in particular with a game that features a very large amount of assassins in it as a recurring creature type. So there were definitely people who were talking about like butt buttons on some of those in order to make sure that their comments weren't like 50% asterisk. And that is vaguely humorous to me. I am relatively easily amused, but I say relatively, that's, you know, relative to what, right? I don't see a whole hell of a lot of any other people around here. Any holes or anything. Am I gonna have to like dive into the pool in the middle of that one room and that's gonna be where the secret sauce is? So I keep seeing a couple of little gaps that look like they could be archways, but also they're filled in. Alright, so yeah, the death pool is just death. Alright. As I suspected, but I had to make sure. Thankfully, the speedways don't seem to be evil enough to, like, take away your lives. I know, the thing is, I can't think of any presidents in my lifetime I'd want to rescue. I mean, when I was born, Bush 1 was the president, so, like, oof. We're not exactly looking at the height of American history. Oh yeah, that did end, didn't it? Huh. I wasn't sure if it did. I wasn't sure if it finished, you know? Oh yeah, we get, like, shoved back down from there, so there's no way we're going on the roof of this building. Archway just leads to the weird death puddle. Whoa. Game, I'd like to just come to a halt here. Have I played Majora's Mask? Yes, but it has been a very long time. I actually probably should play that again because I would want to have some footage for B-roll purposes for a video that I would like to actually try to get out this year if I can fucking manage that. Rescue. Oh, you stop that. Well, as long as it wasn't named George, then it's probably normal. Yeah, because one thing that I want to actually try to do is see if I can do a full video on the story of that Ben drowned thing from, well, yeah, over 10 years ago is when it started. It actually finished, too, wildly enough, semi-recently. And I've been working on that far enough back in the history of my channel, I think, that the guy hadn't restarted it. So it's been a thing that I've been poking at for a couple years now. Oh, there you go. It's... Must be a distant relative at best. Okay, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to look up where this is that I have to go. Because, yeah, these are confusing places, to say the least. Charge. So let's take a reset. Jeez, I didn't even notice that. That's all I went looking for.
Good job, Spyro. Looks like you're ready for a more serious challenge. Great! I'll tow you behind my snowmobile, and you maneuver through the rings.
Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna pause for a second, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and it looks like it's time for another session of some slightly bespoke Superman 64 shit. Oh, this doesn't control as badly as I thought it would. Wow, that's super generous. Actually, there's a lot of generosity on these in general. Anyway, I don't completely understand why Ripto is angry. He's just kind of a jerk. God, I am getting away with so much on this that I should not be. See, now I'm getting suspicious. Wow, okay.
I heard you were good at this flying stuff. Oh well, want to go for it again?
Actually, after all of those that I got that I genuinely don't feel like I should have, I'm surprised that I missed on that one. Well, okay, I don't remember any of the lore here, or if we just didn't get it yet or something. Did he invade Avalar because he hates dragons? You know, a land that doesn't have any of them? Or is he just looking for a place where there weren't dragons because he wanted to hang out somewhere where there weren't any dragons? Which wouldn't account for any of the other dick bullshit that he pulled off. Oh boy, yeah, that one is not so good. That's incredibly hard. But if it's taking me until 40 rings to actually lose any of these. Oh right, yeah, I remember now. Like I said, I don't remember any of this because it's been a couple days, and I don't know. This game's design has been of a quality that's been very scattershot. I just had to redo Rescuing the Alchemist because I had the absolute brain genius idea of doing it the first time before I had the head bash, without knowing that I would need it for the thing after I rescue Hunter. And they didn't just leave it still done. Which, yeah, the original version of this was released in 1999. It seems a little bit late to be making that kind of boneheaded design choice. Get me out of here. I think now we're finally 100% done with World 2, by the way. Let me take a look. We have a really crappy treasure. Well, that's because we took some from the other one. Eventually, possibly. I still have a whole entire game in this still to go afterwards, and at the very least, World 3 of this game is kind of short, so there's still that, but we'll see what happens after I finish this game. Infinite Fusion is somewhere on the list of things that I've considered. I've still got a couple games left in the Battle Network collection that I can do, because I mean, to be fair, I think detoxing after BN4 is pretty understandable. You've yet to 100% Year of the Dragon. That's really something. There's got to be other stuff that I'm like, that's on my list of things to look at, and I can't remember what all it is, which makes me feel like a real silly person. Oh, hey, an orb in the big rock. So over here is Mystic Marsh. If any of you know which of these levels is like the most painful and I should try to get out of the way first, I don't mind that advice. Because, goodness knows, I'm sure at this point, this is... After some of the shit that we've faced, this world of the game has to be a little bit tough, right? And by a little bit tough, I mean, Given playing Spyro, well, that's fine. Up until recently, the only one that I had played was just the first world of the original. And that is only because the demo, which included that entire first world, was in Crash Bandicoot Warped, which I had back in the day. That was one of the things that we got very early on when we got a PS2. Like, not right away, but within a couple weeks, because I remember that my parents somehow managed to get a PS2 on day one, which is like, okay, what did you guys do to pull this off? But they brought with it SSX, which was quite good. I'm not usually a sports game person, but I don't know, the SSX series, the first two games of it anyway, because that's all I've played, were quite good. They brought in Fantavision, which was a puzzle game based around fireworks. It was, it's more of a tech demo, really. It's like, hey, look at these realistic video effects that we can do in our FMV sequences, and then the rest of it is technically a video game, I suppose. It's underwhelming. I'm probably going to upset somebody by saying something like that. And they brought in Mega Man X4 because I guess they actually did know that they could play PS1 games, which is great. And it's double great because X4 is, like, seriously one of the best games in the entire Mega Man franchise, period. I think it's got to be, like, top 5, maybe even top 3. Anyway, so not too long after that, I know my brother got Armored Core 2, which, you know, started me down a long pattern of madness. Oh, hi, Laura. We're busy collecting treasure. And across, like, the next year or so, I don't remember what all we got otherwise, but I do remember Strider 2, which I believe the PS1 Strider 2 game is quite rare now. And also Mega Man 8, which a lot of people are very not big fans of Mega Man 8, but Mega Man 8 is a pretty good game, actually. It does have extremely 90s voice acting, and not in anywhere near as fun a manner as X4, but... Why'd you pop a different window on top of the game there? Steam. X2, and X3 is the top 3. I don't know about that. Mostly because X3 is a little bit... Yeah, it does that from time to time, and I don't know why it does that. I think it's just this game, but I haven't really had a lot of other games with achievements that I've played for a while. Like, mostly right now, anything that I play on Steam is like, other than this, it's Dota or Final Fantasy XIV, and neither of those have Steam achievements. Dota used to have Steam achievements and they were removed, strangely enough. Alright, so that's... I have not even been really looking at any of these archways after that one. But we've got Metropolis, we've got Robotica Farms, we've got another Speedway. Are there only 4 levels? I don't think there's 4 levels in here. Achievements are probably a little bit, like, unnecessary, but mostly in this case, it's more like, oh, well, the functionality issue is a thing.
All right, Spyro. Now that you've got the orbs, Ripto's
Oh, are they gonna let me access the final boss this early on? I mean, I guess I have 77% of the game total, so that kind of makes sense. Thinks about the ratio used in Super Mario 64. But, yeah, and again, one of the other problems with regards to the Mega Man franchise is also like, hey, you gotta account for the fact that you're also talking about there's some platformers and then there's some RPGs, and I swear some of the RPGs are actually good. Yeah, that's about what you should do in an elephant. Well, I feel like a dive to the side might be a little more helpful.
Things just aren't the same since our magic fountain shut off.
But,
It sure would
I don't
help if you could find out what evil force is behind this disaster.
Yes, a water wizard, complete with camel case. Not to be confused with elephant something. I don't know where I'm going with this one. It started bad and it ended worse. At the very least, it was in a fairly harmless way compared to the way it usually is when somebody starts saying something bad on Twitch. Oh yeah, this water won't kill me. Right. I'm sorry, I haven't had to think about safe water for a minute. Oh! Are they... Okay, they are actively targeting me. They're not running in a pattern. Confused me for a second. I see an elephant and I just think, that seems like it would be sort of like a pattern obstacle kind of thing. Not 100% sure why that was necessarily where I went with that thought, but it made sense at the time, I swear. Also, these snails, okay, good. They are like little rhinos under there that I was gonna be like, they just got like this weird thorn tendril sticking out. What a weird design. No, they're rhinos wearing spirally shells on their back. A rhino snail, that's a hell of an idea. Oh, that guy is mad. Ouch. Yeah, the elephant's got it. Hey, you got anything to say, Chief? Probably not. Oh! He didn't like me waiting around for another idle animation. It's like, this is all you get, motherfucker! And okay, dude, jeez. I want to make this area safe. Oh no, these are just the fang frogs that we've seen earlier. The slightly buck-toothed fellows. At least they looked like that at first to me, but I mean, obviously not really, but well, I mean, I did think they looked like that, but what else can we climb on? Anything? Gotta be able to climb something else here. We should probably also remember to pick up all this treasure, because, yeah. Oh, they're not actually living ducks. They're just objects. That's very strange. Sorry, I just wanted to dive, buddy. Is that a duck-billed pufferfish? It's more like a platypus that just pufferfishes. Well, I wouldn't know that until later, but we're also not talking about somebody who seems that interested in talking. So maybe I'd have to find the ducklings first. Regardless, I'm trying to get to 20 enemies here and also pick up all the treasure that I possibly can, because I've seen that power up over there. It looks like it's positioned in such a place where it's a super jump or something. Need to go to bed? Alright. Wow, aiming the... This thing's attack cycle is really short. This is very awkward to do here. And it moves so fast. I don't have any commentary for what just happened there. Except that it did. That looked like a speedrun trick sort of thing by accident. Well, we can get up to the upper level this way. I don't have to go after the weird pufferfish platypus creatures. Which, you know, among the many sentences that I didn't think I'd be saying anytime soon, that's one of them, all right. These guys are real jerks. They throw a lot of stuff at us. That's a lot of mangoes going to waste. I don't think it's actually mangoes. I just was like, what's the... Neither of those buttons make that flower pot spawned, so... Obviously we need an object for it, but I was hoping it would give me a hint first. Alright, yes, that is a super jump over there. A lot of interesting noises going on in the background. Yeah, don't do that yet. Here we go. Better. Well, there's our first orb fellow. And we got some critters with balloons attached to them. So oh no, that's a bottle, pardon me. I couldn't tell what it was. I just immediately assumed. Oh yeah, there's something with something with a balloon attached to it. It's okay, we're gonna have to shoot that down anyway, so. Big jump.
Ah, Spyro, a friendly face. A bunch of rotten thieves have stolen my spark plugs and I'm stuck here. Please get the 4 plugs back.
Spark plugs, huh? Were we in a level where we had... Yeah, it was the, Burkos. At least I think those were spark plugs that some of those dudes had. Ah, yeah, good old purple stuff. Good old nasty gross water. Trying to figure out how to climb up there. Pardon me. Felt a sneeze coming out. What was our treasure number? Okay. We got 55 more to go. Time for me to take a look around and see if there's... Okay, yeah, there's a thing that we missed. Oh no, that's just the same whirlwind from before. It just looks like it goes up higher. Yeah, no, that's just part of the edge of the level. There I was thinking it was something interesting, but it turned out to just sort of be not that. Hey, you.
What? Oh, I must have dozed off there. Golly, looks like I let the fountain switch off. Here, take this orb and, don't mention my little nap to Hydra, okay?
Hooray, we got an orb. And no relic? Well, I guess we don't need those anymore, so... Fair enough. Interesting that there's this drainage ditch here full of clean water in the middle of the scum. Yeah, if we screw that up, it's a little tough to... This is going to be real rough if these are what we got to do to get the spark plugs back, is to deal with these kangaroos. Wow, I need a second there because I'm really not making that jump. Sheesh. I'd say I've lost my edge, but I think it's the game's fault, personally. Okay, no, I was like, is that tree floating just on nothing in the middle of the water there? Would have been very funny, but also... Yeah, I'm just not making that jump when I'm charging. Good job. I was absolutely pressing X, by the way. I hate to be like, oh yeah, I don't like doing that, but also I was that time, so. Oh, really? All right. I'm sorry, I have to just walk through the arch? Total? Like, I can't even jump through it? For the thing that launches... I mean, okay, fine. It does make sense if I try to go through it while jumping, because you can't double jump properly in these games. Did the kangaroo go or not? And also, wow, I couldn't figure out where to go. That's unfortunate. I mean, I can go to the final boss. Do I really need to? Yes, I do. Where am I? Yeah, keep walking when you're going through the charge, or when you're going through the arch. Charge. Well, there's one of the spark plugs. Ooh, boy. I'm gonna have to keep doing that, huh? Don't like that. I mean, yeah, that sort of thing has existed in previous Spyro games. It's just that one. Well, I guess I can check that out with some of the other stuff. Like, yeah, here's another one. Yeah, see that one. I mean, it doesn't like me to jump through it, but it'll let me charge through it. That's odd. Well, here's another. More kangaroos. Oop. It's always really weird seeing how, like, all over the place some of the difficulty can be on some of these challenges. And it briefly cut out for... Well... Yeah, that's definitely whichever internet service provider you have, because they all do stuff like that. Oh, geez, yeah. I've heard a lot of horror stories about Cox when it comes to how good or not they are at quality of internet service, and more importantly, stability of internet service. many years. Sheesh, that is incredibly unfortunate, needless to say. Unfortunately, it is absolutely a thing that the telecom companies have, like, carved up the country into little, well, fiefdoms almost. Where they only serve certain areas and stay out of each other's ways. It's almost enough to make you admire Nortel's balls of, like, just making a monopoly in Canada. Obviously not actually, but it's surprising that they're the ones who had the telecom monopoly, and yet here we've got something that's equally as bad. But is, well, equally as bad, really. And that's all there is to it. Like, oh yeah, it's equally bad, but nothing. And where's... Oh, you're making a nice long path, aren't you, buddy? I was a little close several times, but at least it wasn't dangerous. But now I have no idea where the last thief is. Because it's a big level where I just don't feel like I know where I'm going at all. I haven't seen any other ducks, by the way. There's this thing here, which looks like it should be used for something, but I don't know if it is. Doesn't seem to respond to fire or to head bumps. Can't press triangle on it to get a response. Haven't seen a seed anywhere. Oh god, yeah, probably. Oh, here we go. Glad I caught sight of that. Oops. Love falling down. It's better than the alternative of falling up, I guess. Because that's when you know something's getting a little weird. This is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass because I have no idea where that fellow is going. Oh, really? Where'd the... Oh, there. What kind of pattern are you taking, Buster? That's right. We find him. We find the kangaroo and then immediately lose the kangaroo. Classic. Did you go back, buddy? I can believe it at this point. 'Cause yeah, we've seen him take the jump things before. The answer is no. Unless you want to cross a different bridge somehow. While I wasn't looking. Oh, there's the professor here to offer us another orb.
Spyro, so glad you're here. I'm perfectly useless without my trusty pen.
Braid the egg, huh? Yeah, well, at least it hangs out on the surface of the water. I don't know, do you want an egg? Back up. Okay, I'll deal with that in a second. After I... Because right now I'm just like, there's very few NPCs in this map total, too. So my first thought was, hey, give it to the duck. Duck will hatch the egg. Cauldron. Yeah, you're right. That is a thing. I'd forgotten about that, actually. Oh, it looks like I gotta actually land it, huh? What if I just leave that here for now? I'll come back to that in a sec. We're still missing a kangaroo. Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of things that look like they could be of some sort of use there, but also not. This level's pretty confusing. Ah, there you are. I'll take a look for it in a second. Good job, Spyro. Did I clip the square button a little too closely for you? And wow, the jumps to get out of the water being that, something is definitely give me the biz there. Wow, good time for my controller to disconnect briefly. Let's try that again with less garbage USB technology. And by that, I mean apparently more of me pressing the wrong button. Can you please let me up here, like, properly? Why is it... Well, okay, I guess if we brute force it enough, eventually it'll work, but what is going on with that? That just feels fucking broken. I screwed this up completely because I haven't been able to figure out what this last fellow's pattern is. Spyro, would you get out of the damn water, please? Come on. Don't do this to yourself, you. Okay, I guess we're going that way. All right, now that we're out of the dang old water here, let's go and find ourselves that egg again and go take it to the nest. Unless it despawned. Did it despawn? Despawned. I'm not sure if I'm surprised or not, but also it's 2024. I mean, this came out in 2019, but also... Where are you going? Oh, I'm gonna have to go find the professor. A moment.
My do. Here's an.
Alright, well, at least you've got infinite eggs, so that's quite useful, Professor. I saw the button on screen, so my brain just sort of switched off a little bit. Oh, did Spyro revert back to not having the egg in his mouth for a second until I got up there? I mean, good that they don't let you spit it out while you're in the whirlwind, probably, because that might cause an issue, but also... See, the nest thing that you mentioned is familiar. I just have to actually figure out where. Okay, I see it. First, I'm gonna have to do this, right? I don't get the kind of distance I need for that, do I? Not from that. Yeah, I found it now. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but also... Yeah, I'm not getting distance on that. So I'm going with... figuring out an easier way for that in a minute. Okay, well, there's the seed, and obviously we know where that goes, because we've seen that flower pot, and we've been like, hey, what does that thing do? Well, it lets us way overshoot our target for a start. Okay, at least getting back over there is pretty easy. That's a thing, all right. Ducky. A turnip. Eat or something. I think it's a beet, but I don't know. Turnip is a funny word to me for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna try this with the cauldron, because I don't know who else I'd be giving the turnip to. And that is a coin of some description. I want to get a better look at what this thing is real quick. It is. It's some kind of coin, right? Or a medallion, or a similar idea. Now I'm just like... Oh, yeah, just throw it in the fountain. Oh, that makes sense. I think. Do I gotta throw it in the top part? No, actually. Oh, there's the professor's pencil. Spyro, there's probably a better way for you to carry this thing around than eating it, but, as we just launch it right at the professor.
Now I can begin calculating the age of the universe again. Here.
Alright, now we've got one last kangaroo thief to get a spark plug back from. And then 15 treasure or something. Which I'm pretty sure is in that bottle that's suspended in a balloon that I don't otherwise know how to get at. Because I'm like, well, I could shoot something at it, but I haven't seen anything that we can shoot with that kind of distance. Can we fly at it and fire breath it? I don't think so. Yeah, see, we're too low. Unless we can go from the top of this rock? No, we just... We just deflect off of that. That's... Well, there's another 5 treasure that I missed, so that's nice. I was hoping for another 1-up right after. If I start gliding from the super jump, will it actually let me do that? Yes, I don't know why I never tried, but here we are. No, really, I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Probably because it was like, oh, well, it's so contained, surely it's not gonna... Anyway. Kangaroo. Okay, so I feel like at the very least I can kind of do this, and then I don't know 100%. Well, I could try not jumping from like a million miles back to start with. Okay, I think I'm starting to get it. I just gotta actually, like, not follow on this dude's ass during that part, because otherwise I will lose so much time from the repathing. Oh yeah, I sent him backwards. I'm dumb. Why'd I do that? Oh yeah. Bad planning. Oops. I'm just doing this for purposes of, like, trying to see if I can hash out any other time cuts, and also to make absolutely sure that I start the path going in the same direction. Unfortunately, I really am just, you know, not skilled when it comes to things that involve using my hands properly. Am I too far ahead? Yeah, I'm just too far ahead, basically. This one is a real pain in the butt now because of the fact that there aren't really a lot of places to... Well, also then there's times when I just do that. That's kind of embarrassing, but it's always funny to fail in a new and interesting way. of course, I keep doing the thing where I'm in the air when I go through the archway, so I'm not getting... Well, okay, correction. Because you can still do it if you're at, like, the... almost the ground, but not quite. But I'm clearly high enough in the air that it's above that. Is what I'm trying to say here, but I'm bad at words. And that time I ended up too far ahead. Fucking shoot me. Oh my god, this is... This is starting to bug me a little bit. It's not really that bad, but also it's just going so terribly. Because unfortunately, this is exactly as tight of a path as you would expect something in, like, the last 3 levels of the game to be. Yes, I'm going around the other way to reset this because I screwed up on the glide real badly here. The fuck, I'm falling apart here. If I tried remembering that I can press R2 for fire. When it decides to work, which it seems like it's been having a bit of an issue. Alright, now that I've, like, worked out the path, I just have to actually not screw it up, and of course remember where I'm starting from each time, which is starting to become very confusing. Because I keep screwing this up so badly. Now, where are you? It's some weird amalgamation of every known mammal, which seems to be Insomniac's, like, the thing they make a lot of. And I'm only saying that because actually, I don't know. I don't really... Okay, now you seem to be introducing some new and interesting breakpoints, buddy. Because, wow, how many places can this thing stop at? Like, seriously. We've seen bottom of the spiral, top of the spiral, there, on the ground, by the jump pad. I at some point, I gotta find, like, all of them, right? Also, good job me falling in the water again. Let's try going across the bridge. If we can. Which, I admit, I'm not really confident in. And not from here. Alright. Vocals and the music. I think I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down. Now, Spyro, have you considered stealth, or are you afraid to compete with Sly Cooper because you know you'll whoop his ass too easily? With sincere apologies to the people who are fans of the Sly Cooper games. Oof. That's all I can say on some of the designs from some of those. I've complained about some of the shit in these, but oh my god. If I have to do that lava snail thing again ever in my life, I'm gonna be very annoyed.
I'm back in business.
Well, we at least did this. That was mostly confusing, but I think it probably is legitimately difficult too. Are we done here? Yes, we are. I just had to make sure. I could have waited for the notification, but I didn't. Oops. Oh. What's our amount of treasure that we're missing from the overworld? Because, I mean, clearly we're missing like 11 or so. 11, yeah. Alright, well, with Mystic Marsh done, we've got, I think all the other entrances are closer to Ripto's hideout, so there was stuff in his little pathway there. We could go get that.
Well, it's some consolation that you've collected so many.
Cloud temples. I didn't know this was another level. Alright. Well. There's like 4 levels left. No, that's not right. Because we got cloud temples. There's temples, Robotica Farms. The one that was in here. Robotica Farms, Metropolis. There was another one up here other than Ripto, right? No, those are just the teleporters. Alright, so I want to go pick up the rest of this.
Alright, Spyro.
Yes, I just want the treasure. And we're still missing 4. Does not appear to be up here. Also, are we still not, like, missing something? Shouldn't there be another flight level? You have anything to say here, Delora?
Spyro, keep collecting those.
And keep collecting the spheres. Gotcha. Crash, keep picking up the crystals. Yes, thank you. Ah, here we go. I didn't even see if this was a... Ah, here we go. Dickhead wants money from us, and there's one of the orbs.
One last Speedway adventure for you, Spy.
200, yeah, of
Chosen
course.
wisely. I better.
Canyon Speedway. All right. Now, I don't know how to get up there, because... Listen, I only just found this entrance a minute ago. There's... Okay, so we did get 2 orbs here already. I was like, wait a sec, was that the only ones that we got? I mean, did we not get any? But no, there's... It's fine. Now I gotta figure out how I'm supposed to get over there, though. Surely there's something that I can break somewhere that'll get me in there, right? But I think I've broken everything that I can head stomp. Yeah, we can't damage those stumps that way. Hopefully your internet's back to not being awful. Well, we'll worry about that last orb in a couple minutes. Let's take a look at Cloud Temples. And see what we got going on here. I'm assuming clouds and or temples being involved. Clouds? Wait, sorry. Ah, yes, these guys again.
Powerful magicians, until that big warlock over there stole my wand. He and his friends have used the magic within to take over the city.
Warlock, huh? I don't know. Have any of you considered, like, learning to pick? I'm sorry. Well, at least that guy is still gonna make the bridge even with my bad jokes. Cool. Hell yeah. That dude's probably just thinking, I'm so glad I can't hear you right now. And we get a rock to throw at something. It's probably going to be important in a few minutes, so I'm going to try to avoid wasting it. Or, no, those dudes just drop those, but, well, right, so I guess we get plenty of rocks to throw around, so that's handy, probably. Lanterns? Well, I saw it, like, move like it was Jiggle Bones, that's... And modded Among Us. Amogus. I know very little about any sort of, like, Among Us mods. I haven't played Among Us in any form whatsoever in a very long time, and I knew I saw something. I just didn't remember where it was. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, it's over here. Right. I'm gonna get lost in this level a bunch. And occasionally stuff like that's gonna happen. Okay, for a second it kind of looked like the soul shards were just going into that thing, and I was just like, wait a second. Ah, gotcha. And I think that guy was an enemy. I must be confusing with something else. Oh yeah, probably that strangely dog-faced warlock. Oh, even the regular sheep coming out of those
I'm a
things.
secret agent. I'm going to my secret hideout. Only members of my secret club are allowed to go there. I'm not leaving unless you hide behind that tree so you can't see me.
Oh boy, a stealth mission. I'm sure that this will be, I'm sure that this won't be finicky at all, is what I'm trying to say. Because I know how stealth gameplay works in any game that is not, like, directly a stealth game. That's not the problem, though. That's just me being shit. But, like, it should definitely be no surprise that this ain't gonna be no Metal Gear. Actually, I should play a Metal Gear game sometime soon. I'm pretty bad at those. It'll be funny as a result. That, and also, I genuinely really think MGS1 is pretty great. I'm gonna have to come back for more of the stuff later. MGS1 will also be a really good game for those of you who don't like hearing me talk.
This time I better.
Oh, dang it. You've got a long well, clear skies and everything. Maybe it makes sense. Anyway, yeah, for those of you who like it when I shut up for extended periods of time, Metal Gear Solid would be great because, let me tell you, that game's got some cutscenes. And they are of great length. Oh, come on, you. Are you sure? I can see your face. See, this works by ostrich rules, right? Because I really was out in the open that time, actually. So we stay behind this. You do a full body spin, yeah. tree. I knew it was coming.
What? You managed to get here without following me? You must be a member of my secret club after all. Here, take
Hey,
this
we get
secret
the
decoder.
Agent Zero
It'll allow
Club
us
secret
to
decoder ring or something. Wow, now I don't have to go search for that in any cereal boxes. That's great. Wait, I'm getting a secret message. Hey, buddy. Come on. Huh. Okay. That was a choice of attack pattern, alright. I don't know what to say about that other than, I would not personally make that decision, but I'm not a random enemy in a video game. I guess dogs also can't look down either. Oh, sorry for almost broiling you there,
Spyro,
Wizard Man.
You have freed our city from the claws of those evil warlocks.
Orb! Ooh, yeah. That's what we like to see. And now for the remaining mystery of how the hell do we get that? I assume that it requires us to get the power-up, which is probably like a super flame or something. Actually, with how deep into the game it is, I'm assuming supercharge. Or how many? 23. That's enough, right? Or is it 24 that we need? Oh no, it's 23. Alright. Got an ice power. Is that what'll help us deal with these fellas?
Our mystical bell towers have been overrun by trolls, and the bells haven't been rung in days. I tried a fire spell on the trolls, but that just made them crazier.
Oh, is that going to be enough to do it? I somehow my brain was like, that's not enough.
Power up will chill out the trolls, but we really need the bells to ring. They'll ring if you charge into them.
All right, so now we gotta do some of this, huh? Range on that's pretty questionable. This seems like an interesting thing, though, as challenge goes, of like, hey, you gotta actually be at the right, and make sure that the enemies are at the right height when you hit them. Oh, dang it. Let me get a refresh. That ought to do it. Alright, so that's the first one. Oh, yeah. The one's over here. Oops. Oh, there we go. Okay. Never mind, less oops than I thought. That's too high, though. Sure. I knew I had to get you when you were basically on the ground. Okay, maybe a little bit higher. Or alternately, I can do this, and... It's weirdly dark in this room.
I suppose you want an orb for doing that. Well, I'm afraid not.
Well, I could see that you wanted 3, I just didn't know where the other one was, buddy. Thank you for being like that. I was gonna say there's nothing else to give us a step up, is there? But there is. Did I fuck up? I fucked up a little bit, huh?
Thanks, Spyro. I didn't
Make a nice...
do it. Here, have a souvenir from the Cloud Temple's gift shop.
Gift shop? They make a nice loud clang when you hit them. That's a good bell sound. Good impact sound, too. Alright, so we got our orbs. Now, we need to go find a bullet to crack open that thing with. How much treasure are we missing? 55? Well, then we're probably gonna need something else, huh? There was an enemy who had a rock further back in the level, huh? I'm dumb. And by further back, I mean further forward. Listen, we'll get there eventually. Because the odds of that thing having 55 treasure in it seem quite low. Oh, right, okay. Oh, there's me forgetting. Again. Oh, yeah, speaking of... I see what you mean. Alright, wait for this thing to come back around. Is this going to be enough of a boost to actually get us up to this? The answer is going to be no. Wow, we just don't glide if we don't get any, like, forward motion there, do we? Fuck. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. Alright. I'm screwing this up so badly. Give me a reset. I'm hoping this keeps the ice frozen. Not my... Stick. If only I wasn't so awkward at this. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I gotta wait for the guy to make a whole loop. Oh. I do like the timing challenge involved with this, and having to like properly time when you need the honeycomb cereal mascots in the air. And then we got this classic Spyro 1 jump where I just suck at doing the glide properly. There we go. We start from further back, and now to wait for the power-up to... Yes, I realized that afterwards, that it's like, okay, let me try curving before I start gliding, and that finally fixed it. I swear I'm capable of learning, I just don't like to. Or something. I don't know. Hell of a path you're making there, Rocket. $22. Game, do you need to give me such weird numbers to go look for? Sheesh. Starting to make me oh no, I see a bunch of bottles I missed. And now I just need 2. Great. That's always worrisome. Let's make sure we didn't miss anything in the Agent Zero climb, because I probably would. Nothing in this last field. Shockingly enough, nothing in that last field. It's just weird decorations. They're just weird decorations. Oh. Thought I could do that. The answer was I could not. Alright, so I'm assuming that I've forgotten about 2 treasure in the usual sort of place that I would. I.e. behind some tall grass or something. Or somewhere else that it blended in for color reasons. It is just 2 that I'm missing. Yeah, okay. Say it's not like 12 or something. I'm not gonna find a gold and be like, what the fuck? Ah, here it is, right at the start of the level. Alrighty, let's make our way to the exit. And then... I think I've got time to do one more. Because this wasn't that long. This only took me like 25 minutes to hash out. Oh, right, that's the backwards. What am I doing that for? Just, Alright, well, why don't we go and do that last flight level? I'm gonna forget that they're actually called speedway levels, and say it right eventually. And then that leaves us with the last 2 levels being clustered towards one location. And I still don't know how I'm supposed to get that orb. Well, I'll find out later. For now, let's do this. Okay, so I have to actually die to see what my goals are. Or just solve all of them. Well, if I keep running into those things, let's do that. Rings, vultures, rams, bikers. Alright, gotcha. I see the old rat racers are here. Ah, crud. I missed one of them. Well, yeah, go backwards on that and just run into them all that way instead of take no time pursuing them whatsoever. The Rams only being worth 1 point makes me a little bit sad. 1 second, rather. We can just charge these guys. I'm taking the reset on that one because I know I missed the start of the rings really badly. So I figure the hell with it. We'll take a reset on it and yeah, see if we can do better next time. After how easy the one that we did earlier today was, I admit I kind of would have laughed if it had been just instantaneous. I got an achievement for destroying 5 of the bikers while I was charging. That's worth an achievement? Alright, sure. Sure, Jan. I'm not here to tell you how do you live your life, video game developers, but, huh. Okay, well, there's our buzzards. Are they all in one place? Yeah, looks like it. Unless there's one more that's out just roving the level. You know, looking to have a bad time with Bugs Bunny or something. Ooh, I almost missed him. There you go. Alright. That was, again, shockingly easy. We did that in like 2 minutes or something. Closer to 5, but it was still suspiciously easy. Let's see if we can figure out where our orb is started from this time with no assistance. That would be impressive if I could manage that. Right, this is part of the biker track, right? Yep. Oh god. I'm sorry, I'm flying straight into the sun. That wasn't doing polite things to my eyes either, so... the buzzard room. Ooh, there we go. This looks like...
All right, Spyro. Are you ready to try out my plane? I just fixed it, and I'm pretty sure it won't crash now. Okay, Spyro, here's what you gotta do. I've got the plane on remote control, so all you have to do is hit the targets with your machine gun. Press the attack button to fire the gun, and use your left stick to aim.
Alright, what's the catch? Other than the fact that this is the slowest machine gun I've ever seen. Oh, I see what the catch is. The catch is that...
Target. That's okay.
The catch is that the aim is a little bit funky. This is going to take some getting used to. This feels like one of the very few things that might unironically actually play better with the mouse. However, I'm not going to switch. I'm continuing to... Oh, that was a... Thing was live fire. Live fire, what the fuck is this? Oh god, yeah, the D-pad does not do it for you. The D-pad just snaps to the direction. That's how I was shifting to the top and bottom like that instantly. So D-pad, more like D-bad. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm not trying, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying at this, but when it comes to the jokes, no can do, Slurms. I'm a little busy. Oh, I mean, I'm sure it's doable. I'm just saying it would probably be easier with a mouse. Fuck. Get back here. Dang it. Oh.
Target. That's okay. It's pretty...
I definitely had it lined up a couple times, but my shot interval is, well... Again, you've seen that this is not exactly a fast-firing machine gun.
Hey, you missed...
So it was like right between two shots, and that's always like, oh, oops. However, I will say this, it does absolutely whoop the ever-loving crap out of the boss level of the third world of, I almost said Evo's Escape, which is actually the name of the level, of Space Station Silicon Valley. That thing when you're in the drone and you gotta shoot the animals for points, that controlled like hot garbage. Shadow the Hedgehog realm. Oh, come on. We're not that edgy. Come on. This is Insomniac in the 90s. They were making games for kids. Well, I guess Disruptor existed, but I've never played Disruptor, so I'm going to pretend that
you nailed all the
it didn't
targets.
exist.
It must be because you had such a good pilot.
Well, yeah, but listen, I'm talking about the edgy. And you're talking about the guns. It's alright. Once Spyro actually has a gun while on land, that's when we... Something. I'm done with this level. That really was absurdly fast, though. Like, wow. I'm shocked. Alright, gang, just a second. Let me double check that that's actually done. Yeah. Alright, so what about this last orb? The hell with that. Careful. Up. Oh, okay, I gotcha. It's pretty easy. It's like, just look down from the wall. Alright, that may as well be the entire solution, really. It's fine. on top of the wall. We're a little too high here, probably, but that's fine. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I probably could have looked down earlier, but, you know. Very rarely remember to do that. Okay, yes. There we go. And that is our last overworld orb. We've completed all of the overworld levels for their stuff. We now only have 2 more levels to beat and a final boss. But I'm suspecting that any of those will be quite long. So we'll take a look at them next time. Correct. Well, I mean, that's probably like cutscenes and stuff, right? So we'll check that out at the time.